Hello and welcome to the agenda. I am Ajay Kaul. In this program today we will discuss whether there is a change of heart in Pakistan regarding India. As India faces unprecedented health crisis due to coronavirus, Pakistan, among other countries, has offered to send essential medical supplies. Its Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi said Pakistan believes in the policy of humanity first. Significantly, it is the same Pakistan which was least interested when Prime Minister Narendra Modi called a video conference of SAARC leaders a year back to discuss cooperation against the pandemic at the regional level. So, is there a change of heart in Pakistan, or is it just posturing by Pakistan? We will try to understand this in the agenda today. For this, we have with us retired diplomat Ambassador Sujit Deore, and from Pakistan we are joined by political analyst Tamsil Ahmed. But before we start our conversation, have a look at this small report.
Pakistan, which has always maintained a hostile attitude towards India, has sprung a surprise by offering medical supplies and by talking about humanity. Pakistan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has said that the country was ready to provide relief support to India, including ventilators, oxygen, supply kits, digital X-ray machines, PPEs and related items as a gesture of solidarity with the people of India. The offer came as India faces an unprecedented crisis due to coronavirus, which has put extreme pressure on the health infrastructure. Pakistan Foreign Minister said authorities of both countries can work out modalities for a quick delivery of the items and can also explore possible ways of further cooperation to mitigate the challenges posed by the pandemic. Pakistan Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi said Pakistan made the offer to India as it believes in a policy of humanity first. Earlier, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan in a tweet prayed for the speedy recovery of the Indian people affected by the virus. Ironically, the same leadership of Pakistan had virtually rebuffed a proposal by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in March last year for cooperation at regional level to combat the coronavirus pandemic. Soon after the outbreak of the pandemic, Modi had convened a video conference of the leaders of SAARC nations, but Pakistan Prime Minister skipped it and instead deputed his advisor to attend it. So it is anybody's guess whether this is a sincere change of heart in the Pakistani leadership or just posturing to present itself as a humane and sensitive regime. Bureau Report.
Now let's welcome our guests Ambassador Deore and Tamsil Ahmed from Pakistan. Welcome to both of you, sir. So I'll first go to Ambassador Deore about Pakistan's offer to supply medical equipment, PPE, ventilators, BiPAP, etc., and their foreign minister says that humanity comes first. Pakistan believes in the policy of humanity first. So is there a change of heart in Pakistan? How do you see this, or is it just posturing?
Well, Pakistan's Prime Minister has also said that this is a time to show solidarity and all these global challenge should be for.
I think these are good gestures. These are positive statements. And as you said that on the background of what Pakistan had said last year, this is a change. But I don't know whether this is a change of heart or not. I mean, many countries have come forward, countries like US, European Union, Canada, many countries, including in the developing countries also. So we of course regard this as a good gesture for us to say definitively that this is a change of heart or not.
A change of heart or not, but I think we should thank Pakistan for this.
Yeah, we should thank Pakistan for this.
Yes.
When we talk about COVID vaccines, when it came to vaccines, India gave it to all regional countries, but Pakistan refused to take it, and they took it through the international bodies, but
Yes,
not directly. So it happened just
exactly.
few months back. So that is why, in that
Yeah.
context, is that there a change of heart, or is it just posturing?
Well, Pakistan, I think, took it through COVAX, international COVAX.
Yeah.
So COVAX, I think, is organized under WHO. So our vaccines were applied to COVAX, through which Pakistan may have taken. I have no confirmation how much vaccine did they take or whether they actually indeed took vaccines or not. Uh, but
I
that
think
is
it
a
was
good point
50 million doses, if I am not wrong.
by
Or
India,
yeah,
is it?
through international organization. I think that through
Yeah,
WHO.
India.
Yeah. So maybe Tamsil can Tamsil.
Huh.
I'll go to Tamsil
But
from Pakistan. Maybe he will throw some more light on that. Tamsil, can you hear me?
yeah,
Yes,
actually,
yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Tamsil, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. So as I was asking Ambassador Deora whether, I mean, recently Pakistan did not take Indian vaccine. Now Pakistan is offering aid to India or the supply medical supplies. And last year when we talked, when Prime Minister Modi called SARC leaders meeting to discuss cooperation on regional level, at regional level against coronavirus pandemic, Pakistan Prime Minister did not attend that. So in that whole scenario, I mean, is there a change of heart in Pakistan since you are on the ground?
As far as this last year's issue is concerned, we all know that a big tension was going on between India and Pakistan since August 2019. So that all moment we have to look into that context. In the current scenario, it is a wave of change, and this wave of change is not only from the government of Pakistan side, but people, let me tell you very honestly, the people of Pakistan, they are also taking, owning, and feeling the pain of the people of India. And if you go to the social media, the people of Pakistan, they are very much concerned, they are very much hurted whatever the scenes they are watching in the India. As far as this vaccine issue that you asked from the other colleague, that why Pakistan rejected, well, that was not related to just that because this vaccine was produced in India, that is why Pakistan rejected. There were some other factors also, and the major factor was the time delivery. Pakistan actually is in need of a medicine, vaccination that can be approached, that can reach, that can be taken very soon. That is why Pakistan opted the options of the Chinese and the Russian vaccine. I'm very sure in the future, if there will be any need of vaccination that can be cured from the India, Pakistan will do that. But besides all these things, as everybody says that humanity comes first. I think both India and if there is some offer from the India side, Pakistan should also welcome this and we should take it in a very good and humanitarian way.
Right. Humanity should come always first. That is, we all want. And as you mentioned about Pakistani people, I have no doubt that Pakistani people have humanity in their heart. We know that they always stand with India. But I am talking about the government level. So, if we talk, I mean, recently when there was a decision by the finance ministry or some committee to import sugar and cotton from India, and it was overturned within 24 hours because of domestic pressure. So that domestic pressure, I mean domestic pressure, anti-India domestic pressure, is still playing out in Pakistan, isn't it?
Because we cannot deny the fact that there is a tension going on between India and Pakistan, and that the main issue is of the Kashmir, and that is where we have a deadlock. And I believe that very soon, as we might be aware of so many things, that this deadlock is going to be. We can pray and we hope that this deadlock should be ended up. And the finances that we are injecting in our security purposes, we all know that. We should realize that these all kind of funds should be injected to the to the health sector for the betterment of the people now.
So, Tamsil, you are a sane political analyst. So, do you think, I mean, Kashmir obsession in Pakistan should override everything else, even humanity?
Well, that is on the government basis, actually.
No, I'm asking
That
for
is
your
the policy
opinion.
going on right. So for me, as I said, that for me, I'm a big advocate of for the positive relationships between India and Pakistan.
Right.
I believe whatever disputes we have to sit on the table and we have to decide it.
Right.
And we have to finalize it. And it is not the first thing that we will do it now. We had done it in the 60s. We had done it in the 70s even. Up to 1971 war, both the countries sat on the table, they had the dialogue, they debated, and they solved the issues.
Right.
So there is no reason that if we are positive, there is no reason that the problems cannot be solved.
Yeah, sure. So, Ambassador Deora, I come to you. As you heard Tamsil Ahmed, that we should have positive relations between. And as I asked, should Kashmir obsession override everything else? What do you say?
Well, if that is the position that Kashmir issue is going to override everything else, then there will not be any solution to any of the problem between India and Pakistan, because this will just go on and on. Pakistan knows our position very well. Kashmir is an integral part of India. It has been endorsed time and time again by our parliament. So I think on this issue, if the Pakistan takes this kind of intractable position, then there cannot be any progress in our relation. So while we appreciate this gesture and what he said, that the people of Pakistan also feel strongly for humanitarian concerns of India, yes, of course, that's a good thing. Yeah, we appreciate that. But this kind of, obstructionist approach, that everything is centered on Kashmir, and if that is not done, then nothing can move beyond. Then progress is a non-starter.
Right. No, we are not here talking about progress only. We are talking about maybe cooperation at the social level, like healthcare, social areas where poverty can be addressed, and so many areas. I mean, we have common challenges. India and Pakistan have common challenges: poverty,
No, I agree with you.
healthcare,
That's
education,
why.
other things. So at least,
Actually, the news that Pakistan will import sugar and was it cement or
cotton. Yeah.
cotton from India was looked upon very happily in India. And then suddenly Pakistan cabinet changes its decision abruptly.
Because there was
And
domestic
also,
pressure. Because he was criticized. Prime Minister Imran Khan was criticized that he was sold out
yeah,
India.
but this is was a good beginning of a dialogue between Pakistan and India, because trade is one very important avenue for relationship between India and Pakistan, and it was, I think, therefore a good avenue to start.
Right.
But if that is the kind of attitude, then what can one do? I mean, yes, I agree. On social, cultural level, we should have more exchanges. But I think the basic approach of Pakistan, unfortunately, seems to be the same.
Right. So, Tamsil, you heard Ambassador Deora, like trade, and as I mentioned about healthcare, social issues, which Pakistan and India all have almost the same challenges. So, if there is stubbornness on Kashmir issue, so how can there be cooperation on all these fronts, which is very necessary between two neighbors? What do you say?
Well, as I said, every problem has a solution on the table. This is the time, and globally we have seen that. This is not the time of war. This is not the time of getting aggressive in front of each other. This is the time we have to solve all problems on the tabletop. And I believe that it can be done, as I said before.
So let me,
Secondly, as far as trade is concerned-
Tamsil, maybe I may add here. See, as you said that there is a solution to all. So till the solution is reached, so if Pakistan is in the emergent need of sugar or cotton, or if India is in need of oxygen, so these kind of solution, as you said, these are holding these things hostage, isn't it?
Actually, these both things, the supply of cotton and sugar from India or the offer from Pakistan to give oxygen to India are both different things. The first one is related to the trade. and the second is related to the humanitarian bit. Okay, so we have to take both these things in different contexts.
Right.
The trade, the problem is the government of Mr. Imran Khan, before 2018 elections, he took a very harsh and rigid stance against India in his election campaign.
Right.
And he actually bashed his political opponents openly. Now he has the pressure of the people, of his voters.
So yeah,
that
he
if
doesn't
he
know
is
how to
going
backtrack now.
stand with
Tamsil,
India-
like I'll come back to you. I had to
Of
take
course.
I had to take a short break. I'll be back. We'll take a short. Welcome back. We are discussing about Pakistan's offer to India of medical supplies, which we are asking whether it is a change of heart in Pakistan. So we have Tamsil Ahmad, analyst from Pakistan. So Tamsil, we were discussing about Imran Khan taking a hard stance after August 2019 when Article 370 was abolished in J&K. So now he doesn't. After taking that stance, he doesn't know how to backtrack now, isn't it?
Actually, this stance was not taken after August 19. Actually, as I told you, before 2018 election, this was his stance, and with that stance, he was bashing his political opponents. Now, when he felt the heat from his voters, he changed his mind. I'm not supporting his idea, but there is another factor of behind this of taking this decision back, and the factor is the people were starting questioning with the Pakistan that used to produce a big chunk of sugar, a big chunk of cotton that we used to export. Why we are standing on the position that Pakistan has to import these things, and that also from India. So, there were political and some other pressures on the government, and the decision that was taken by Mr. Imran Khan, he has to take it back. When the Pakistan has offered this supply of oxygen to India, at your side, PM Modi, he will also feel the same resistance from his voters. A section of his voters will definitely oppose this decision if he accepts the offer from Pakistan. So that is the problem. And I believe our political parties should never take such rigid or high moral stance that at second day they cannot take any soft corner or any soft stance.
Right. You are right. So, Ambassador Deora, as you heard Tamsil saying that political parties should not take such an extreme stand or hard stand, from where they don't know how to now sober or temper down that stance. What do you say?
COVID has affected most developing countries, including India and Pakistan. And therefore, to resurrect our economy, it is important that we build our trade relationship or economic cooperation, and that was a good beginning. Therefore, the trade was actually a very useful kind of path to move forward.
To break the
in our
ice,
relations.
basically.
To break the ice.
Yeah.
Because this is how relations improve. Trade is a building block of that. Now, with regard to the Pakistani offer, I don't know whether we really need, how much we need, what kind of equipment we need. I think they will evaluate because we have so many offers, and within the country we have a reasonably good capacity to actually create
Right.
everything possible for
Right.
ourselves. It has got delayed, but it is possible to do it very quickly also. So I think our authorities will evaluate that, will carefully see whether how much is needed. If indeed it is needed,
Right.
then we will take the decision.
Ambassador Deora, you talked about trade between India and Pakistan. So we know that direct trade is not taking place, but we know that it is taking place through third countries. The trade is taking place, but it becomes very high cost when it goes through maybe Saudi Arabia or maybe UAE and other countries, isn't it?
That is because you see the problem of what is known as the MFN,
Yeah.
the most favored nation. That is a basic requirement for trade between the two countries. When you say most favored nation, means all goods will go between the two countries, except those which are banned
Negative list.
for security reasons, etc. But this is MFN actually governs the principle of trade with all in normal, relationship.
Right.
Unfortunately, Pakistan has not given us this MFN, and that has caused, as you rightly mentioned, trade through third country,
Yeah.
and that raises the transaction cost of trade business enormously. Our goods probably go through Dubai or you know some Gulf countries, then they go to Pakistan, or goods come to India from Pakistan that way. So this is not a very happy and economically viable arrangement. And I think MFN will therefore require consideration. But to link MFN political relationship also doesn't help the country.
Right. So Tamsil, you heard us talking about the trade. Trade is also, I mean, taking place between India and Pakistan, but it is taking place through third countries, as you know, must be knowing, and it becomes high cost. Then it is then not feasible for either countries. If sugar, I mean, costs which should be lesser reach Pakistan at a high cost, it is not viable, isn't it? So it's better to have a direct trade, no?
Definitely we need it. And definitely it should be done as of today. Because, unfortunately, if we see the budget of India and Pakistan, the major chunk we are investing in defense. That major chunk can be utilized on the other platforms. Why not? We have to accept it that we are neighbors. We had a past, we had a history, we had lived together. Okay, now we are two separate countries, but we can share each and everything that is as per the need of the two nations. See, if I am a die-hard fan of Lakshmikant Parwal sitting in Pakistan, the same you have the people over there who love Mehdi Hasan, who love Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan.
Right. Now,
So
there are a
why
lot.
not we can shake hands, we can sit together.
There are a lot of complementarities between two countries, which we can exchange.
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The table is there. The table is there. The establishment, the political parties need to sit. The governments need to sit. They have to decide. From our side, Mr. Imran Khan, he has to look out for his nation. From your side, Mr. Modi has to look out for his nation. They both have to sit together.
But-
they both have to finalize all the conflicts.
So, but
Whatever is the
Tamsil,
of Pakistanis and Indians, that should be on the priority.
right? As Tamsil, you talked about Imran Khan. Imran Khan talks when he says that there can be no peace or no normal relation with India till they restore 370 in J&K. Then if he takes that position, and then how can he talk about other things?
Well, a stance on the public domain is very different, but the stance on the tabletop is very different. You know that, and it is the nomenclature that whenever we sit on the table, our give and take is different, and when we are standing and talking to the public, our stance is totally different. So I don't know on which basis, on what ground, will the Imran Khan government sit with the India and they will decide this, or after Imran Khan, some other government who is more mature, who is more concerned about their people, about their health, about their upgrowth, about their GDP. Then I think so. There can be solutions, and there are solutions.
So there is a view like previous government or previous dispensation led by Nawaz Sharif. It was more pragmatic and more mature than Imran Khan government. Do you believe in that?
Definitely, as a political analyst, I rate the past all the governments more mature, more concerned about their people as per the current government. This is unfortunate for us, but still we have the hope that after completing the 3 years, maybe in the coming 2 years, the Imran Khan government will take some concrete steps to stabilize the economy in the real perspective.
Right. So we have to conclude. Ambassador Deore, you heard Tamsil Ahmed what he was saying. So is there a possibility, as you were talking about sitting on the table, is there a possibility of India and Pakistan leadership sitting on the table and discussing in the near future? 1 minute.
Well, I think Indian government had offered right from the time when Mr. Modi came to power in 2014 for hands of friendship and a dialogue. Then he on his own went to Lahore and met the Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. So I think in India, the sentiment is there we should have good relations with Pakistan, and as long as the critical issue which we did not discuss today, the issue of cross-border terrorism is not brought up by Pakistan, I think we could have a fairly good ground to formalize our relations.
Right.
And for that, the complementarities which you mentioned just now, be it culture, be it social relationship or trade, they all can be utilized. And after all, we have so much in common between two countries. And I think that is how we should incrementally build our relations again back to a level we can have a regular dialogue.
Right. So hopefully we will develop incrementally the ties. But as you mentioned, cross-border terrorism remains a big problem, big hurdle. But we hope that those things are sorted out. But thank you both of you for participating in this debate today. This is all in the agenda today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another important topic tomorrow. Till then, goodbye.